Australia seems to be losing their minds. Okay, what the hell is going on with Australia? Now, I just went over a video talking about England and good old Boris Johnson having a hard time not being a hypocrite and following his own rules and his own mandates. It seems like Australia is way worse than anybody else I could see. I mean, I just saw some Bulgarian protests where they were breaking into their own parliament buildings. Reminds you of something that happened here a few months back. Or I guess it was a year back. Didn't they break into the Capitol in January, something like that? I don't know. But it's happening everywhere, guys. People are breaking into their government buildings. People are protesting. People are getting sick and tired of these crazy mandates. And now we have a couple of weird videos, thanks to the Daily Caller, that compiled some Australian drama going on. This lady, so this woman was arrested at a cafe in Australia after she failed to prove her vaccination status. So she must not have had her card on her.
You cannot arrest her.
And does this lady this lady doesn't seem like she's going to hurt anybody. She could be sick. You never know if somebody's sick, but
You cannot arrest her.
it does seem ridiculous. It does.
Arresting her because
So she refused to do so. Oh, so it says that she offered to provide her vaccine status. She offered to provide her name and address, but declined to prove medical records. Oh, so she wouldn't give him medical records. That's her own personal... I mean, if that's your own personal stuff, then that's your own personal stuff. Like, don't be too surprised if people feel uncomfortable talking to you about their medical stuff. And this is a medical thing. I don't feel comfortable talking to people about my own medical stuff. Whether I've been vaccinated or not, same thing. I don't feel comfortable talking to you in my own personal space. So if the police come in and they're expecting that from you, oh boy, that can't be a good feeling. Look at how they're pulling on her, though. This is so awkward. This is so, like... Do the police feel like they're tough? Do the police feel like they're doing, like, an actual service? Do they feel like they're doing an actual service to anyone? Because this right here, you're not really fighting the bad guys. They're not really... You're missing the bad guys. There's no bad guys here. I wish I could see the bad guys. But I'm having a hard time. I think I know who the bad guys are. I think I figured out the baddies, and it's not the regular civilian. It seems to be the popo.
Why is she under arrest? Why is she under arrest? We don't need to explain to them. You have been arrested.
This is ridiculous.
What a fuck country we live in now.
You're just now realizing that, Australia? You should have known that for a long time. Australia should have had a really good idea that, you know, their country's kind of fucked.
You guys are filth. I'm sorry.
You guys are filth. I'm sorry, we're what? We're what?
Filth. That's filth. That
You're
is
filth.
How could you do that to that lady? How could you do that to that lady?
They're offended. Yeah, look at the bald guy and the blonde lady. They are offended that they're called filth for doing their... Oh, I'm just doing me job. I'm just doing me job. I think I'm doing an English accent. How do I do an Australian accent? Another shrimp on the barbie, just doing me job.
You guys are filth. I'm sorry. Filth. That's filth. That is
Oh,
so...
look.
How could you
Look
do
at,
that?
you see that blonde lady? She walked up like, wait, who Who the fuck? Who are you talking to like that? Who are you? Look at her face. Who are you talking to like that?
Lady.
That lady, the blind lady. Watch the blind lady. She's not happy.
Sorry.
She don't like being called filth.
Filth. That's filth.
Yeah.
So
Oh, look at her. Look at her. Walk up. Walk up. Get him. Get him. He backed her off like, no, no, no. No, 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 bulldog. No, 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 bulldog. Take him out later. Take him out later.
where were you guys when we got broken into 4 times? I wish it
Ooh, where were you guys when we were broken into 4 times?
shows that many
It doesn't look like there was a mandate for that.
people come in.
Remember, they're just doing their jobs, guys. They're just doing their jobs.
What disgusting. I'm so embarrassed to be an Australian.
Should have been embarrassed to be an Australian a long time ago, brother.
Constable Weston from Maroubra Police Station.
Life in Australia
As I said before to you,
should be an eye-opener.
sunbathing is not an essential
Ah.
activity outside. I'm requesting your identity.
How is he getting in trouble for sunbathing? It doesn't even look like there's anybody around. What is wrong with these people?
If you're committing an offence, you must provide that identity to me, okay?
Oh, man, this is like creating great jobs for police. This is like creating... Because you can get anybody now. You can lock anybody up for anything. You don't... Yeah, excuse me. You don't have a mask, and that's not... Oh, I say you walking down the street. That's not... That's... What's the word called? The fucking... required living or whatever.
You must provide that
Essential.
identity to me.
That's not essential practices. Essential practices is not going for a walk, my boy. So go to jail.
Okay, we'll investigate further.
For me, sunbathing is not essential.
Then what the hell's that person doing back there surfing? What is...
Essential
Look at the person. There's a person behind him surfing.
is not.
You see that person right there? Is that essential? Is that person essential? Are they going to get them too? Oh, man. This shit's so crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Essential. And your stance as well is the exact same as this gentleman?
Yeah, I agree. You may be potentially breaching the public health order at this point in time.
Okay, do we believe that the public health order is superseding common law? Is it
Okay, we're not arguing points of law with you.
We're not arguing. You do what we say.
We're acting on the public health order. You need to be outside for an essential reason.
Wow! That's so crazy to me. You have police coming and just finding you and just saying, hey, that's not essential. Are you getting food, getting money, or getting alcohol? That's the only essential things you can do. Other than that, go inside, watch your television, watch your porn, and melt away and die. Just go on and die.
In a hotspot zone for the COVID virus, unfortunately, we must enforce that, like, you've got to be outside for an essential reason. Laying on the beach, just having a sunbathe, like, it's not an essential reason to be outside.
I know.
Now, we're going to look further into whether
Oops.
you are committing an offence.
They're gonna look further into whether he's committing a further offense. What's the further offense? What's the further offense? You didn't get enough vitamin D. The vitamin D didn't saturate into your skin fast enough, so you know what? Go to jail.
My sister's arrested for shopping for food with no mask, and there's people walking around.
Oh, so she's not wearing a mask now. See? Ooh, so you can prove that you've gotten a shot? No, you can't. Oh, can you... Even though the CDC just said cloth masks probably not that effective.
No mask. Look at this. She's not wearing a mask. Just because my sister's not wearing a mask. No, I was just saying it's not a part of the law to wear a mask. Look at this. Just for not wearing a mask.
Wow.
This is stupid.
And they have her locked up. She's locked up.
Police over here, not wearing a mask.
Police not wearing a mask. He's not wearing a mask.
Look, there's more cops coming.
Okay, so now they're... Now... This is one of those things where, like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. This is like trespassing, and then the girls are just having some attitude, and they're like, I don't really want to be bothered. But then it escalates because more police are coming, and then the girls are like, this isn't that big of a deal, but now I'm going to make it a big deal. I'm going to make it a big deal now, because that's what I would do. I'd be like, oh, okay, you got 20 cops here? Okay, well, let's give them some work. Let's give them some work. She's crying. I mean, it's, it's not that big a deal. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I mean, it is, squealing like a little piggy. It's just a bunch of drama for nothing. Like, you guys are freaking out for nothing. The police are doing obviously dumb stuff. It's very dumb. Obviously, this is dumb, but all right, we pretty much get it. We pretty much get it. We pretty much get it. And that's the thing. These things are going to continue happening until someone either stands up for it, stands up for themselves, stands up and tries to stop all that. Doesn't look good, though. Doesn't look good. It looks like a lot of this stuff, man, could be avoided, but for some reason, it's just not. It's just not. Hopefully, guys, now that we have the mandates going away in England, you have Starbucks giving up on some of their mandates. Slowly but surely, Biden just recently had a lot of his stuff struck down for the mandates for companies with over 100 employees, I think it was, something like that, or over 1,000 employees. Either way, there's a lot of positive things happening for people's personal freedoms, and hopefully these spikes in the different variants that are coming, hopefully it will progressively become lower and lower and lower and less of a risk and less of a problem for us to deal with, so that we all can start treating each other fairly and nicely again, because at the end of the day, all we have is each other, and we should not be treating each other like this, especially for menial small things.